So media buying at its core is pretty simple. I mean, anyone with a love for numbers and some computer knowledge can become a media buyer. 3 or so years ago, media buyers were in demand by companies like yours. It didn't matter what creatives or copy you had, they would succeed. Would it have taken you 10 years to build your brand or simply 10 days to build your dropshipping store? Essentially, you would have the same chances at succeeding with Facebook ads. But this has now changed. Media buying isn't enough anymore to succeed on Facebook nowadays. You now need to be a marketer, someone who foresees the psychology of advertising, is good with copywriting, and is good at media buying. So in today's video, I'll be sharing with you what you need to focus on apart from simply media buying in order to succeed with Facebook ads in 2021. If you're an e-commerce store owner or a Facebook ads marketer wishing to up your Facebook ads game, then stay tuned. My name is Justin and I'm the founder of Wizo Media, an e-commerce marketing agency based out in Montreal, Canada, where we specialize in growth strategies for e-commerce businesses. So I think the first thing we can establish is how Facebook has changed over the past few years. So Facebook then versus Facebook now is completely two different platforms. Then everyone was tracked online. There were cookies, and wherever you went online, you couldn't hide from big tech giants. The algorithm was also at its peak, as there were so many people being tracked, and Facebook was also under the microscope by the US government for so many lawsuits happening then. But nonetheless, the algorithm was at its peak, and it was the best time to advertise for any businesses or marketers out there. It was so easy to reach the right people. With Facebook's tool, you could literally pinpoint someone, almost pretty much exactly the exact person you would want to target. Same thing for the housing market. It was super easy to target a certain postal code and then have certain people within a certain place, and there's just no special ad categories there's now. So the platform really has evolved over the past couple of years. Now, unfortunately, the algorithm has struggled over the past 3 months. Since iOS 14.5, things haven't really been quite the same, and things have started to fall down with Facebook's tracking. From pixel issues to issues with the conversions API to tracking not working as it used to be, things have definitely plummeted. It also has been reported by Apple Insider that literally 96% of people opted out of being tracked. So this leaves you with only 4% of Apple users to be able to advertise to. The other 96% sort of falls into this weird category where they're still gonna see ads, but they won't be as personalized. So you may still reach some of these people, but again, it won't be because you actually want to reach these guys, because they can't really be tracked once again. I think now the question is, how can you still succeed in this environment where regular media buying techniques, targeting and that kind of stuff doesn't really work as it used to be? And the solution, let me tell you, is super simple. We just gotta be good.
Wow.
It's just as simple as that. Now there's a big difference between your average marketers and your true full-fledged marketing agencies, marketing partners that really know what they're doing. It goes back to basic skills, to basic marketing techniques. As I said earlier, literally anyone could just come up on Facebook, create a Facebook ads account, and then start advertising. This is also why it was the rise of e-commerce strategies like dropshipping. It was super easy for anyone to create a store, just whip up some sort of branding, and then just throw some ads on Facebook and then make some money out of it. But now it asks some more skills from the brand and from the marketer. From the brand, you have to have some good branding established. You have to have proof of concept. You have to know that the market works and that the market wants your product. So it's not every brand that can now advertise on Facebook. You have to have some form of foundation and some form of proof that your brand works organically. What marketing will do to your brand now is scale your efforts, scale what's already has been proven to be working organically. So for that to happen, there's a strong emphasis and focus in your first couple of months or years of business on your organic side of things. So that could be done through TikTok and mainly Instagram. Those two apps are definitely the best nowadays for you to start getting some organic traction to your brand and start reaching some new eyes and seeing if your product actually hits with the market. So that's the first thing. But from the marketer's standpoint, what you want to do now is also be good on the creative side of things as well as the copywriting side of things. That's why it's either having a strong creative team and a combination of strong creative direction, or just having a dedicated team that does your creatives, whatever that is. But creatives have become definitely the most important thing in your ad strategy nowadays. Some even say that 2021 is the year of creatives. So you really want to make sure that, would it be from videos to photos, that this aspect has been nailed down perfectly for your brand. Again, you'll know organically if your creatives hit. You'll know based on the engagement ratio that you get with your posts, are those creatives that people like. You'll also know with your TikToks or your Instagram Reels, if are those videos that the market loves. Especially, again, apps like TikTok, it's super easy. It's either you go viral, either you don't. It's there's no pretty much in between on this app. It's either you get tens of thousands of views or you get a couple hundreds. So if you can know for a fact that you'll get in those tens of thousands of views, then you'll know you have some winners for your ads. I'm saying that as UGC is also on the rise now, and those are the sorts of videos that you'll regularly find on TikTok. So user-generated content, as explained in one of my previous videos, is this form of content that is generated by your users, by your customers, your brand ambassadors or influencers. So social proof is now becoming increasingly important to use within your ads. And why is that? Well, a lot of countries are becoming just like the US. So I think the US is a lot more advanced in terms of marketing than any other places in the world. And I'm saying that as a Canadian, but the US market has so many advertisers, so many businesses advertising on platforms like Facebook that people have become immune to seeing these ads, seeing these sort of techniques of marketing, seeing these again, these videos, these photos, because every brand is starting to look the same. So people are now relying a lot more on trust and rapport in order to buy and trust a brand. And how do they do that? They do that with their influencers, they do that with their friends, they do that by associating themselves with people that look similar to them. So this is why UGC, where you're either featuring one of their favorite influencers or ambassadors, or simply featuring, somebody from the same demographic that you're trying to attract, is one of the best strategies that you can use right now. This is also why there's a rise right now of a lot of creative agencies or creative freelancers right now being on demand, because there's a whole new way of doing creatives and doing graphic design and video editing that has come out, which is the same thing as marketing. As there was a marketing way of soft selling before, and then there's direct response marketing, but now there's a bunch of agencies and freelancers coming up that do conversion based creatives. So those are creatives essentially made to convert. Those are creatives made to convert for your specific audience. So if you're interested in seeing a video on how this works, what is the sort of science behind those creatives, then let me know in the comments down below, and I'll record a video like this in the next couple of weeks. To go back on the point that I was saying earlier, it's the rise of the American way of advertising. Why? Because other countries, just like Canada, just like European countries like France, the UK, Australia, New Zealand, all those big countries essentially are becoming just like the US. People are becoming immune to seeing certain form of ads. So they're just like the US have been, for the past year or two, they're now relying also on social proof in order to buy. And to tie in with this, your marketing message has to be perfect. So same thing, copywriting, you have to put a lot of work into understanding your audience and knowing what makes them tick, knowing, what really makes them buy the product that you're selling. As discussed in last week's video, there's many ways of writing copy, but you can either pull people away from a certain fear or basically pull them closer towards some form of benefit or desire. So I invite you to check out that video from last week to really know how to write good copy for your e-commerce brand. And in this video, I showcase a bunch of tips and some real life examples from our clients here at Wizo Media on how we write copy for these guys to generate over 25 ROAS. To reiterate on what I was saying earlier, it's also now super important to really tie organic marketing with paid advertising. So paid advertising simply won't kickstart your business. This is not what will propel you to the skies. You have to have some proof of concept before that, and organic marketing is the way to go. So first, build your brand organically, get some traction, get some followers online, get some proof of concept to get your brand up to 10, 15, 20K a month with that, and then you'll definitely know that you can scale this even further with paid advertising. So in sum, it's not about media buying anymore. It's about having a full-fledged marketing strategy, a full-fledged marketing partner or marketing freelancer that helps you grow with this side of your business. It's, you can't just push a couple buttons now on Facebook, create some rules. Again, in the past, you could literally put all of this down on paper, give this, to an employee, and then in a few hours, train them on how to run your Facebook ads, and they'd be successful at it. Now you need someone who literally understands the psychology of your customers, is good at doing market research, and has some proven techniques of doing, creatives, or guiding you at least through that process. Now, if you'd like to have a team help you scale your marketing efforts to the next level and that you're making at least 15 to 20K a month right now with your store, I invite you to go in the description down below, click on the first link and book a short 15-minute demo call with myself. In this 15-minute demo call, we're just gonna have a quick chat about your brand, where you're currently at. I'm gonna be able to give you a bunch of actionable steps to apply with your brand starting today, and we're gonna be able to see if you're a good fit for our e-commerce marketing program. Worst case comes to worst, you'll be able to leave the call with your own free action plan that you'll be able to apply on your end. On that note, make sure you check out other videos on the channel for some more useful tips for your marketing efforts with your e-commerce brand, and I'm gonna see you guys in next week's video. Peace out.